Good morning. Now you can hear me. Glad to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Gregg. I am a creative director, producer, writer. I have performed and presented for over 2.5 million audience members. So glad to have you guys here with us on the show. What do you do when you've got you've got so many creative ideas? You have no idea what to do with all this stuff. It's so good. Oh my gosh. You want to share it with everybody, right? What if I told you that having all of those creative ideas at the same time isn't so much a blessing as much as it is a curse? Don't worry, it's not a bad thing, but we're gonna work through it today on today's show, because I'm going to help you in this stream today to help you whittle that down. You may have a ton of different ideas, but I'm going to talk you through some steps with some stuff that I do over my community on the school platform, Working Creatives, that will help you take the first steps in terms of getting right down to specifically what it is that you're supposed to be working on. But before we get to that, as I'm speaking of the Working Creatives community, the best way that you can support the channel is by doing the following. It would be great if you headed over to the Working Creatives community, which is on the school platform. If you take a look down in the description below, there is a link to this community. You can join the hundreds of other people that are working together to get their creative work done, to get it finished, to get it to and find their audience, and also discover how to start creating income and revenue for your creative work. We've got a ton of people that are over there, a great supportive community. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. So please join us over there at Working Creatives. Link is down below. So you've got all of these great projects, and this is the thing, especially when you're creative, you're just going, this is amazing. I've got so much imagination, but it's not so much a blessing as it is a bottleneck. Right? Because you can get so stuck. You can have so many things that are rolling around in your head that you end up not making any progress on any of them. As a matter of fact, it starts becoming, I like to call it like the open tab problem. It's like you've got 47 open tabs. I deal with this all the time on my on my browser, and then all of a sudden you're looking at all this stuff and just like going, oh yeah, that's open, that's open. The big thing that happens with this is that it's great to have all of those ideas, but it can also cause a version of paralysis. And that's the thing that we kind of want to get you out of. Because if you suddenly say, well, that's okay, I can do it all, right? I think that concept of I can do it all is a myth that has been given to us, particularly over the last 20 years. You know, there was the idea of like multitasking, and the more they've done, neuroscience research, it's like, you don't actually do several different things at the same time. Your brain kind of switches over to that focus. And so when you're trying to switch over to these different ideas that you have, say that you've got 100 different ideas. It's like you've got a parking lot that's filled with ideas, but all of them are just only getting partially done. So if you get 100 ideas and you're only making, you can only work one at a time, and you're just doing a little bit of each one, you're only getting like 1/100th of that project done. And what ends up happening is you end up being in a pattern of like going, well, gosh, I feel like I'm not making any forward motion on any of this stuff. And it can lead to just feeling stagnated, where you just feel defeated, overwhelmed, and it's not what you want to do, right? Now, the other thing that you might have, and I'm referring to some notes I have here, you might have a fear of missing out on your own ideas, right? And none of this stuff, it's not about laziness. It's a lack of, and it's not a lack of discipline. It's fear, right? We've been talking about this over the last couple of weeks. Fear causes such paralysis, right? Where all of a sudden you have like all of these ideas, and then you just go, well, what if I pick the wrong one, right? What if I pick the wrong one that's, that I do go all in on something, and then all of a sudden it turns out not to be the thing that I should be doing, right? Here's the thing. I'm actually going to take you through a mini little process that I have, and I'll refer to it at the end of the video here today, at the end of the stream. But there's actually a process that I bring people in my community through. It's actually called the Anchor Point Project, which is about like trying to find that specific, what is that creative anchor, that thing that you just go, this is it. This is the thing that I need to do. I'm going to take you through a little bit of this process that I have done for myself and then also other members of my community have done. And these are just 3 little steps right now to just help you with this. Don't have a PowerPoint or anything ready for you today. I just want to just talk to you about this stuff because you can get the full effect of it over in the community. First thing that you probably need to do is take out a piece of paper and write out every unfinished project that you have started and that you feel like it's something that you want to complete, right? So it's like the list could be 3, it could be 10, it could be 15, it could be 20, right? I think that if you're getting over, and just a word of caution, I think that if you're getting over 10, it might be in a thing of just like, well, now are you just sort of grasping at threads of things? But I don't want to discount that either, right? If you have those ideas that come in and they feel like they're pulling you, totally get it. Whatever those ideas are, write them down, right? Write all of those ideas down on the paper. Now, here's the thing that you're going to need to do. This is something that's going to help you really, really get it down. You're going to have a ton of stuff that's on there. And I know as I'm speaking to creatives that are watching this today, this one's going to be a very, very hard ask. But I really want to ask yourself, as you're taking a look at these unfinished projects that you have there, which of these would cause you deep regret or sorrow if they never got made? It might be a few, but like literally, if you're looking at these and maybe you've got like a list of 10, right? Maybe there's like 3 or 4 of them that you're looking at and you're just kind of going, I would really hate it to have gone through this life and have not completed this project. That would truly cause me some deep, deep regret. You're probably still going to have, even if you got like a list of 10, it's still probably going to narrow it down to about 3 or 4, right? 3 or 4, which you go, these right here, if these did not see the light of day, I'd be very, very sad that they didn't make the light of day. If you can narrow part of those things down, you're in a great place, because now we're getting more and more focus on what it is. Okay. As a matter of fact, even when you do this from getting, say, a list of 10 down to like maybe 3 or 4, you're now starting to get to a point where you may be laying out what the next year, 2 or 3 years could be for you with these projects, right? It could be 2 to 5 years, who knows? And I want to say this before I get to the third step on this. Guys, it's okay that this stuff takes time. It's okay. I know that we're living in a society that just says you got to crank it out and get it out now. And yeah, absolutely. There's a part of that which is like you absolutely have to stay on task and there's work and focus to do. But I really think I want to help you start extracting that fear of missing out, that FOMO, because I think that FOMO is also not helping you make the forward motion that you need to do on your work. Okay? So yes, it might be something like if you're whittling down this larger list down to maybe about 2 or 3 projects, and just realistically realize like, these projects, getting these things done, I could be looking at the next, God willing, 2, 3, 5 years ahead of me for trying to get this stuff done. But don't let that overwhelm you, because anything that is truly, truly worth it, it does take time. It takes time to get that stuff done. All right. Now, here's the next step. So you've done this whole thing. You've written down number 1, you've written down all the projects, all these unfinished projects that you've wanted to get done. Step number 2, you've taken a look through this and go like, what are the ones here that would really cause me grief and sorrow if I didn't finish them? All right. Step number 3, we're just going to narrow it down to a single project that feels the most essential out of that small little group that you have left, right? Like, what's the one that is calling to you the most? Like, what is the one that if you got news that you were passing away next week, right? What's the one that really, really jumps out, which is to go, yeah, I really want to get all these projects done, but that one project, that's the one I wish that I really saw all the way through. Take some time and reflection on it. And then when you look at that, just go, yeah, that's the project. That's the one that I really need to get done. That's going to give you direction. Now, I want to give you a little bit of some help with this as you're discerning this. This decision, it can't be outsourced. I know there's a lot of creatives that just go like, I don't know what to do. There's just so many things. Hey, what do you think? What do you think? This is one that other people, even if you have people that are close in your life and know you very well, they can't make the decision for you. You're going to have to be the one to make the decision. You're the one that's going to have to say, I know it, but this is the one that I have to do, because you have to be taking personal accountability and responsibility for it. Not, well, I'm doing this stupid project because you said that I should do it. It's not on them at all. This has to be you. Your personal decision, your personal accountability to get that, you know? I've been here before. I've done this exact same thing. I've always been a guy in my life where there's always been stuff that I've been like, what do I do? What do I do? I've got so many ideas and things like that. And I've really been, particularly over the last year or whatever, I've really gotten very, very specific about a project. There's a film project that I've had in development for a while and I've shared this in the community, something that had laid dormant, had lain dormant for over 3 years. And I was like absolutely shocked that I opened up the files on my laptop, and when I went to go look at it, I thought like, well, it's probably been about, maybe 6 or 8 months since I looked at this. And I looked at the dates of when I last updated, and 3 years had gone by, and it was like a shock. And there was a part of me that said, you know what, man, this is something that can't lay dormant like this. I have to get this moving. And that's exactly what I've done over the last several months with some stuff I've been doing in the community with someone, while also being alongside some of my clients I'm working with. I'm also practicing this in public with them too, as I'm moving forward this project, which was kind of sitting in a shelf for 3 years, and dusted it off. So here's the thing. When you start doing this, when you start really getting very, very clear on what this anchor point project is that you're working on, it's going to mean saying no to other stuff. We have to realize that when we are saying yes to things, that we are saying no to something else. And that can happen both ways. Sometimes we get stuff that's not really in line with what we're supposed to be doing. I love what Greg McKeown talks about. He has a book that's called Essentialism. So good. He uses what he calls the, it has to be like the 90 plus and above, right? It's got to be like the A minus. It's almost like 91% or above, the A minus test. And he talks about that in terms of life decisions. We get bombarded by so many things that just go, hey, you want to do this? You want to be a part of this? And sometimes we have things where we go, well, I feel like that's a 60% decision for me. And you think, well, that's better than half, so that must be a direction that I have to go. But with Greg McKeown in his Essentialism book, says, no. If you use that as grades on a paper, a 60% would be a D minus, right? So that's a D minus life decision. We really need to be deciding, especially when you're doing your anchor point thing is like an A minus to A plus life decision for you. That is something where you're going, this is something that needs to see the light of day. And because of this, I have to say no to other, what may look like opportunities that are come my way, but I may need to say no to other things that are calling me right now. So here's the call to action. At the very least, from watching this video, pull out a piece of paper and take those 3 steps. The first step that you should probably do today, at the very least, even if you set an 18-minute timer or a 6-minute timer, I don't care what it is, but really think to yourself and do a little bit of reflection and write down all those unfinished projects that you've started and want to get done, but they haven't been finished. Write all those down. Step 2, whittle them down. Start thinking like, which would be the ones, like, if they never got done, this would be truly cause me grief and sorrow. And then really whittle down that small grouping to the one that's, what's the one? What is the one out of these that are left that truly, 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 I would feel the most heartbroken that this didn't make it into the world. Think about that. If you want to share some of that, that would be amazing. I would love that so much. Let me tell you where what all of this stuff is. I'll share it right over here. All of this stuff that I'm talking about here actually goes right back to my inside my community. I've actually got these are free. These are free offerings that I have in here once you've been in the community for a while and have been engaging. This is the Anchor Point project that I have in here. And let's take a look at this. Yeah, it's actually a class I have for people that are inside there. It's a multi-step thing, which really talks about part of the process I talked about here, but then getting very, very specific and even mapping out almost a reverse engineered 90 days of trying to make a significant forward motion at. And that's actually free for you if you happen to head over into the Working Creatives community. So don't miss out on that. Whoops, not that. I'm working on all my stuff and trying to figure out how to do this even better. Yeah, so that is over in the Working Creatives community if you want to join us over there. So, hey, all of this stuff is, we get so many things that just come our way, and we get so many ideas, and that's a good thing, right? That you have an imaginative, that you have an imaginative mind, spirit, and heart. But part of this is also about the discipline. And this is what I talk about in the Working Creatives community and why I do this show. It's not just about having ideas. Anybody can have ideas. It's about wrangling those ideas and bringing them into the world and really taking the discipline that you need to do in order to make them come to life. So I hope that this has helped. If you did like this and this is your first time here, please, I just ask that you like, share, subscribe to the channel. That really helps getting this seen. And then also hit that notification button. I go live with live streams here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm really happy to be able to help you in your process with getting your work done. So anyway, thanks for joining us on this. Maybe I'll see you in the Working Creatives community. Just hit the link below if you'd like to join us and get your creative work done. All right. Thank you so much for seeing this episode, and I will see you next time. Onwards, upwards, and God bless. Bye-bye now.